And I would compare myself to them. I would think, how in the hell am I going to get my sound to sound like them? How am I going to get to their level? How am I going to get to that #1 spot? And I realized that yo, what up? It's your boy XcaliberZero, the music producer you can grow with, and today I'm giving a message to the 21-year-old music producers. If you're 21 years old, or if you're about to be 21 years old within a few years, this message is specifically for you. I remember what it was like being 21 8 years ago. I'm 29 now, and I definitely can give out some wisdom, some advice that I wish I would have had when I was that age. I've made a lot of failures along the way, and there's several great successes as well. And I just want to share on that knowledge and pass it on to the next generation so you can take this and do as you will. So the first step that I can give, and I think it's one of the most important ones, is create a morning routine. Any successful person that you look at over time has created a successful morning routine for themselves. It doesn't need to be something super intricate. It can be very simple, something simple to start your day being in a mode that is activated every single day. If you think about Kobe Bryant, what it took to get to his success, he had a morning routine every day. Every day he showed up at the gym at 4:30, ready to show up to work. I'm not telling you need to wake up at 4:30 every morning. Whatever time you wake up in the morning is fine. Just make sure that you're starting your day to yourself. You're getting stuff done that you want to do to make sure that you have a great day. Whether if it's reading, drinking coffee, meditating, making a quick beat or a loop, practicing some piano scales, whatever it is, start your day with the morning routine and stick with it every day for the rest of your life. It will change you. Let me know below, what age are you? If you're 19, you're 20, 21, what age are you? Even if you're over 21, let me know in the comments below, what is your age? Don't feel bad about your age. Don't feel like you're not where you're meant to be just because you're a certain age. Does not matter. Age does not matter, especially when it comes to music. You can see people out, if you think about people like Timbaland, they're still killing it no matter what the age is. Timbaland preaches on this as well. Quincy Jones didn't make Thriller until he was 60, I believe. So that's, don't worry about age or anything like that. Let me know in the comments below how old you are. The second tip I can give is reading books. Something I never liked doing in middle school, high school, school in general, was reading. I never thought I would be a reader, but more recently, within the last 2 years, I started reading. My good friend sent me a book about 2 or 3 years ago, and since then, I have read books nonstop, and I honestly can say that it has changed not only my mindset, but my life in general. The way that I was approaching my life as far as a music producer was filled with a lot of doubt, a lot of fear, and a lot of uncertainty, and I think that reading has really helped me shape the wisdom from other people who have gone through their own success story, their own journey, and really give back that wisdom that can help you get into that right mind frame. So when you're starting to feel a certain way, you're able to put yourself back into gear or know exactly how to properly equip yourself for whatever task that you're on. Making sure that you have knowledge and you're really working on yourself outside of just your music, outside of just your creativity, but yourself as a whole is super important. Something that you should constantly progress on for the rest of your life. Reading is super powerful. The third tip I can give is to make sure that you know your quick keys. If you look at producers like Nick Mara, or if you go into a professional industry studio session, you'll see that these engineers are Jedis on these keyboards. If you can become a master at your DAW, a master at your tool, no matter what DAW you're using, if you can learn how to better equip yourself as far as the quick keys and knowing the ins and outs of your actual DAW, you will become far much greater of a producer. Like I mentioned earlier, knowledge is power. Becoming more knowledgeable and quicker when you're working is very essential and will pay off and compound over time. Number 4, really big tip as well, something I wish I would have knew when I was younger, and that is do not compare yourself. The producers who were getting big around my age when I was 21 were the producers like Superstar O, Johnny Giuliano, Vibe Beats. Those guys were killing it, and I would compare myself to them. I would think, how in the hell am I gonna get my sound to sound like them? How am I gonna get to their level? How am I gonna get to that #1 spot? And I realized that Thinking like that is a very limiting belief. Do not limit yourself at all. There is no limitations. Do not compare yourself to anyone. You have a different story. You are the hero of your story. You have different circumstances than different people, and whatever you can make of what you have is important, and do not underestimate that. You do not need to be comparing yourself. You are exactly where you are meant to be, and you're able to change the outcome of where you want to be. So if you're not exactly where you want to be yet, and you see somebody else who is where you want to be, making sure that you're visualizing that you're that person every single day until you see that things start coming to you and opportunities start presenting themselves and showing that you are exactly where you need to be and you're going to get to where you want to be. Number 5 is very important, especially on a time like this. That's, we're filled with coronavirus. Just things are getting really crazy right now. Just the craze of the whole year, if you think about it. And that's making sure that you take mental breaks and feeling okay about that. There's nothing wrong with taking breaks. I think that this is a common misconception. I do believe, however, that if you do take breaks, you need to make sure that those windows are smaller. So if you're taking a 4-month break, that's going to affect your progression as far as a producer. But if you're able to make those breaks smaller and smaller, whatever it is that you need to just kind of sit back and get your thoughts together, you will come back stronger. Just make sure that you're taking those breaks in shorter amounts of time. Superstar O preaches on this. He mentioned this in the Producer Grind interview, I believe, where he says that a 1 to 2 day break, if he is feeling kind of off and not himself, don't let yourself get consumed in that regressive state where you're not progressing. Don't feel bad about it, but make sure that you're making those windows smaller and smaller and smaller. If you can make it, if you're up to maybe 4 months and you're like, man, I haven't got on it about 4 months, making sure that you're taking that window and consolidating it into a smaller window. All right, so this is a bonus tip for you producers, especially young producers, making sure that right now you're getting into the mindset of creating multiple streams of revenue, not just having one source of income from beats or, your beat store account or your YouTube money or whatever it is you're doing, your kits that you're selling, making sure that you're building multiple streams of revenue. If you can build maybe 4 to 5 streams of revenue, by the time you're 25, you're going to be set. Those things are going to compound over time, and you're really going to see a lot more money and a lot of opportunity come your way when you realize that you need to build multiple streams of revenue. Also, making sure that when you have those multiple streams of revenue, you're reinvesting back into yourself, whether if it's in ads, if you're getting new equipment, if you're actually paying for your software, because I know what it was like being young and broke when being a producer and pirating all my sounds, and I'm ashamed of it, but hey, you got to get somewhere. So definitely making sure that you're reinvesting that money back into yourself, back into your music, back into your creativity. If you could like, comment, and subscribe to this video as well, I would really appreciate it. I have a course right now in the description below on how you can make music from TV shows. If you're into that, I have drum kits in the description below. I have free drum kits that you can download right now. This is your boy XcaliberZero, the music producer you can go with, and I'm out.